Hey guys, what's going on? Tyraku here, back with another raid video. Today, I got something hopefully that a lot of you are really gonna like. Now, I knew about this for a very long time. I never actually took the dive into actually doing it. However, last night on stream, I was told a few things that made me realize that, hey, this is actually a lot easier and a lot more beneficial than I originally thought it was gonna be. And with a few things I'm gonna show you guys in this video, it's gonna be a lot more automated and less actual manual work you have to put in to do this. So what I'm going to talk about is a referral program. Obviously, if you have friends in real life, get them to play if they're actually going to level up. I know so many people get their friends into playing and they end up just quitting the game at like level 20 or something, maybe even level 30. You don't get all these rewards. Now, today I want to show you guys something where you can actually just refer yourself, level up your alt accounts quickly as you can, assuming you're free to play. Obviously, if you're paying, you're gonna do it quicker, but these are referral accounts. I'm gonna assume you're not spending any money whatsoever. I'm gonna go through the step-by-step process on how you can do this. Now, before we get into this video though, I do wanna go over a few quick things that may save you time with this video. First off, this is gonna use BlueStacks. That's what I prefer to use. There's a few reasons why, but I'm gonna be using BlueStacks. You can use other emulators. I'm not for sure if all the other emulators have the same functionalities. So everything I'm showing, if you can mirror that over to the other emulators, perfectly fine, no problem at all. You can also use this with Plarium Play, I believe with some things called Sandboxy. But what I want to focus on, what I believe is the easiest way, is using BlueStacks. With that said, using BlueStacks also means you need a PC. I believe it works on Mac as well, should be perfectly fine. But you need a computer essentially. If you don't have a computer, this is going to be a lot more difficult. If you had access to get the BlueStacks referrals going, you could still log into those accounts from your phone and level them up manually like that. But in order to do the whole automation and simplifying things process, you have to actually have BlueStacks. So that's first off. Second thing I want to talk about is there is going to be a BlueStacks link down below. That's an affiliate link. I get a commission from that. So if you download Raid and download BlueStacks for the first time from that link, I very much appreciate that. However, once you do that, make sure that when you're doing like the multi-instances of BlueStacks, which I'm going to show you later on, don't use that link. Use your referral link to download the other copies of Raid. If you use the BlueStacks link, you definitely won't be getting your referral benefits. But if you haven't downloaded BlueStacks already, definitely it's much appreciated if you use that link. If not, that's perfectly fine as well. Just go to BlueStacks.com, I believe, and you should be able to download all the stuff from BlueStacks you need. So first off, what I wanted to do is I tested this out yesterday. And I want to show you guys what I did. Okay, so I got this is my other referral account. I'm not going to use this one. I'm going to go ahead and exit this off. This should unlink us. I don't know for sure if I claim this reward. I'm pretty sure if I claim this, then it links our accounts, and then I have to keep that account. I bet maybe I can unlink it. I don't know, but just for the sake of this video, I want to go ahead and just press the X here. You're about to remove a player from your referral list. All unclaimed rewards from this player will be claimed automatically. All referral rewards are one time only, meaning you won't receive the same reward twice if a referred player has already earned it. You'll only start receiving rewards once a newly invited player meets the requirement for new rewards. I'm going to go ahead and continue this. I will get this 200 energy, but from the way it sounds is, okay, you can remove people. So if you have somebody you referred a long time ago, you had a friend who got into the game, they start playing, they get to level 10 or something, they stop playing, just exit them off. It'll automatically claim the rewards, but then once you get your new referral account in here, what's going to happen is you'll pick up the rewards at say level 20, level 30, 40, and 50 once you get there. If you get all three of your accounts to level 50, then you get 4 sacred shards total, which obviously this is massive if you're not spending much money on the game. Honestly, for me, this is even really good. I do spend some money on the game, but if I can get 4 sacred shards for free, this is actually amazing. Now, level 50 is going to take a while. Level 40, more realistic. Level 30, not too bad at all. Level 20, you can literally do that in a day. I did level 10 in like 30 minutes yesterday. So this is going to be exactly how you can refer yourself. Okay, so first off, what you're going to want to do is click the get referral link. It's going to copy it to clipboard. Just go down to your PC folders and go to Notepad, open up Notepad, whatever it means. It literally doesn't matter what you use. You can use literally any note source. All you want to do is copy this link right here. Yours is not going to be the same as mine. So make sure you copy that and make sure you have this link, okay? Then go ahead and get rid of all this stuff up here, and we'll just put this to the side. We're going to need this in just a little while. Once you do that, you're going to want to make sure you have BlueStacks installed on whatever PC you have. Now, in order to install BlueStacks, you can either click the link, like I said, down below. It's going to take you to the BlueStacks website. You can download BlueStacks directly from there. It'll support me and support the channel. But if you just want to download BlueStacks another way, BlueStacks.com, download BlueStacks, you're good to go. Once you get BlueStacks installed, you should have two programs here, BlueStacks Regular and then BlueStacks Multi-Instance Manager. This is what we're going to be working from in this video. The regular BlueStacks is where you can do like the speed artifact upgrades. This is where you can just log into like your main account from. The BlueStacks Multi-Instance Manager is going to allow us to create several instances of BlueStacks. When you do this, you want to make sure, so once I open up Multi-Instance Installer, you can see I already have one that I've used before. I want to go ahead and delete this one just because that was the referral account that I used yesterday, and it's not going to be used now. I want to try to go ahead and delete this if I can. Are you sure you want to delete the selected instance? Yes. Delete that. May have to refresh this list. I don't know. It's not disappearing, so that's not a big deal though. I just remember not to open that one. All I have to do here is click New Instance. Make sure, this is very important, okay? So these next few steps are going to be very, very crucial, making sure you have everything done correctly. Click Fresh Instance. You will have to log in again and install everything. This is exactly what you want. Now, I'm not using a VPN right now. I'm not using a virtual machine or anything like that. So if you are using something like that and it's causing issues, maybe turn that off for just now. It may work, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't have anything like that running. So create a fresh instance. You can either create 62-bit, 32-bit, whatever your system is running on. I'm just gonna do 32 or 64-bit, I mean. And then when the CPU core option comes up, this is gonna take, BlueStacks is fairly heavy on the CPU, the memory. So depending on what range of PC you have, this may be a little difficult to run the multiple instances. So you just gotta go with your PC, maybe adjust these settings. I'm gonna start off with just medium, two CPU cores. It works perfectly fine for me. Maybe if you have a lower quality PC, maybe try the low 1 CPU, or maybe you can go higher to the 4 CPU. I don't think that's needed though. That may put a little too much strain on your PC, but hey, some of you guys got monsters of systems. So CPU, 2 cores. RAM, I'm gonna do 2 gigabytes of RAM. Adjust this as you need. Obviously, if you're running very, very low amounts of RAM, maybe just do 1 gigabyte of RAM. If you feel a little more comfortable, do high. Doesn't really matter. These accounts aren't gonna be, you don't necessarily need like top performance here, okay? All you need is for the system to run, for it to not interfere with too many of your other processes, because when you're doing this, you can still play your main account. You can still play on Plarium Play or do whatever you want. Just make sure this isn't weighing your system down too much. Now I'm gonna go ahead and create 3 instances. You can do this, or you can just create each one individually, whichever you feel most comfortable with. I'm gonna go ahead and just create all 3 at the same time. And then it's gonna go ahead and pop up all 3 of these instances, and we're good to go. So I want to go ahead and rename these. This is gonna be my alt account 1, and then alt account 2, and then alt account 3. The reason why you wanna do this is because whenever you are opening these alt accounts, it's gonna automatically log you into the account that you were playing on last within RAID. When you do open this, I'm gonna show you a difference between my BlueStacks that I originally had. So this is a BlueStacks that I have all my main stuff saved on, where everything's just normal. So let me open this up. Now you may hear some popping in the audio. I really hope it doesn't happen, but I can't tell if it's gonna happen until the editing, and it's really difficult to edit out. So hopefully there's no popping sound happening. So you see here, there's already things installed. I have RAID, Strikeforce, AFK Arena, everything's already installed, okay? If this comes up, if you already have things installed because you already have BlueStacks, you didn't do it right, you messed something up. So that is the main thing right there. That's perfectly fine how that looks. Now, the alt accounts, the ones you just now created, when you press start, this should be a, okay, it opened up on my second monitor. This should be a 100% fresh instance of BlueStacks. You should have absolutely nothing installed whatsoever. Once we get in, I mean, other than like the basic browser and things like that, but nothing else should be installed. So once we finally get into here, I'm just gonna do it with 1 at first. Okay, so here, you're gonna be brought to the sign-in screen. If you're brought to this, that is perfect. Go ahead and go down here, and let's make sure that these other 2 do the exact same thing. So we're gonna open up 3 BlueStacks instances. Let me go ahead and try to get these organized. I can get these, let me see if I can sync operations, select all. I'm gonna go ahead and do it for my first one though, instead of the other one. Sync operations, we'll select all, sync selected. Okay, so now all these should sync together. Let me get these minimized. I believe there's a way you can automatically get these to fit your screen correctly. I have not done that yet, obviously. This is actually my first time doing all 3 of these accounts. I want to make sure, I tested it yesterday, make sure it worked on one, and then we're gonna work through this together to do all 3. So I'm gonna make these a little bit smaller so it's not looking like an absolute crazy mess on the screen. Some of you guys may know how to make this be done a little bit easier. I'll close these sidebars. These sidebars are just like the macros. We won't need any of that right now. We will need some macros later on, but we'll just use that from the main instance. So this is looking a little bit less cluttered so far. So we'll just click sign in. It's gonna do it all of the Google Play accounts at the same time. Now, I'm fairly certain, and we'll find out by the end of this video, but I believe you can sign in with the exact same Google Play account. Google Play account doesn't matter. Which account you're using doesn't matter on this. What matters is the actual RAID login, and its login is a different device. Each one of these instances are essentially different devices, okay? Since they're all brand new, all fresh instances, they're all new devices. The email account doesn't matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and log in. I'm gonna log in on all 3 of these with the exact same email and password. Obviously, I'm not going to show that information here because, yeah, there's no reason to. So I'll be right back as soon as I get logged in. All right, so as I was working on the logging in process, I had something pop up on my phone. I got an email. When I went to try to log into all 3 of them at the same time, a security alert popped up on my phone. Obviously, I kind of expected that to happen. So I got to go on my phone now and actually verify. I'm gonna have to log into each one of these individually. All right, so apparently I only had to confirm one of the email addresses. It tried logging in from the same, I don't know exactly what happened. I don't know all the details behind that. I just had to confirm one and both of them logged in. So what you're gonna do from here is you're gonna click from your main screen that's being synced to the other ones. You're just gonna click on the Chrome browser tab. And this is where we're gonna go grab the link we saved earlier, okay? So this link right here, you're gonna copy this link. We're gonna paste it into the Chrome browser tab from BlueStacks and then press enter. And then once you do that, this should redirect us to the Google Play Store. There we go. Okay, so I pressed enter, it didn't work. Once I did this and like clicked that link, then it actually worked. For whatever reason, just pasting it and pressing enter didn't. But ultimately, you should be brought to this page with RAID. Hey guys, I just want to drop in here 1 second, let you know one thing that I found out. If for some reason this link's not working when you're pasting it into the Chrome URL for BlueStacks, if you copy just this part instead of the HTTPS part, for some reason that worked for me. So you may have to just play around with it a little bit. You can also send it through like an email. You have to download those apps through BlueStacks though, but this did work for me. Just copying the link part, this part, and just deleting the HTTPS part, and that was no problem. So that helped me out with actually getting to the Play Store. So hopefully if you had that issue, hopefully this fixes it. So back to the video. Make sure you get to the install link after using your referral link. Don't just go in here, go to the Play Store and download RAID like that. You want to make sure you're actually referring the account itself, because then you're actually gonna get credit for it. This is what I was talking about before, but the BlueStacks link, make sure you don't go in here and click on my BlueStacks link and like open it up and paste my BlueStacks link into the Google Chrome browser. It may or may not download it. I don't know for sure, but let's just be safe and make sure you're doing this correctly. Put your Plarium Play link, you're downloading. So give it a second, let it download on all the accounts. Make sure it finishes on all of them. If you're syncing the processes between all 3 of them, make sure it finishes on each one of these screens and then press open. All 3 of these should open RAID. Like I said, I've never done this before, so I'm hoping that my processes don't get absolutely crashed. Let me go ahead and open up the task manager just for, out of curiosity's sake, to see what BlueStacks, how my PC handles this. I think it should be decent. I have decent sized parts in my PC, so it should run okay. So please review our terms and service and privacy cookies. Yeah, accept that. Okay. So we don't, not even that worried about that. Let me get rid of these pictures, or make sure everything's muted. All these screens should be muted. I don't have my headphones on, so I'm really hoping that there's like not much sound coming through. I think there is, isn't there? Is there sound coming through? Okay, so there doesn't seem like there's any sound coming through. Oh, I was getting some like flashes of sound from desktop audio just now, it looked like. Maybe there were some alerts popping up. I hope not. RAID has been installed. That's probably what it was. I apologize if you know that's popping up right now. We're gonna play this with no sound, hopefully, a very little sound. But we're gonna watch all these cinematics. Everything's gonna happen. I'm gonna go ahead and skip past this part, get through here, select your starter champion. You know, when we're selecting Kale, it really doesn't matter. Now, if you want to actually play these accounts, sure, go through and play them. If not, you don't gotta worry about it. So I'm just gonna select Kale anyways. It doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna skip to the end of this. Once we get to the tutorial, I'll give you guys a little more information. All right, guys, so we have finished the tutorial part and we selected Kale. We went ahead and got into the part where Arbiter goes ahead and starts talking a little bit. And we did the first thing, the summoning mission. I'm gonna go ahead and X out of this. We're gonna go ahead and get into the campaign as well and click on the first stage. All this, like I said before, this is all gonna be synced up if you did the sync processes up here. Also, we changed up the layout of these things, these screens. I actually click this auto align button and it automatically puts all 3 blocks where they should go. I don't know why I just switched alt account 1 and 2, but it doesn't really matter. Actually, it does matter because this is one where the main sync process is coming from, I believe. So we will go ahead and just move that manually. Not a big deal. So we're going to put both these champions in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and move these, like I said, switch these up. But just to keep organized for myself, not really a big deal. It's not going to affect anything big other than just the organization. So we're going to go ahead and click that, hit auto. Don't forget to hit the 2x speed. Raid starts off 1x, so definitely want 2x speed for sure. So now I'm going to jump over to my main account. Let's go ahead and refresh this. Now I actually had to redo this because my RAM, my disk space on my computer, apparently BlueStacks was installed on my SSD, which has a much less space than my hard drive, and my SSD got filled up. So if you're doing this, make sure you're installing it on the hard drive as well, or whichever disk you have enough space on. Unless your SSD has plenty of space, then that's fine too, but it's probably best to have it on the hard drive, or if you have that option, that is. So I did have to create some new accounts. That first one worked perfectly. As soon as the accounts were created, all 3 of the referral accounts started up. When I went to redo it the first time, so I did it the very first time and everything worked perfectly other than the disk space getting filled up. So I had to uninstall BlueStacks and then reinstall it. I did it a second time, and when I did it the second time, only one of the accounts got linked. I don't really know why. I did the exact same process as before, but only one got linked. Not a huge deal. You just close down that application because it says which account's which, and then redo it. Let's see what happened here. So, okay, it looks like one of the accounts didn't get linked here as well, which is really weird because they all, like I said, the very first time, everything worked perfectly. The second time, only one of them got linked, and this time, 2 of them got linked. So as we can see here, looks like player 749, looks like this guy and Valerie got linked, but Grand Marshal or whatever his name is did not get linked. So these 2 definitely did get linked. This one did not. Now, that doesn't mean that it's not linked at all. So last night when I was testing this, I ended up having to go to level 10 until my account got linked. It took about 20 minutes for the link actually to happen. So that could be all that's going on right now. It could just be this account hasn't synced up. I mean, because right now you can see this is saying online, offline, like it's definitely out of sync as it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump in here. I'm gonna go ahead and hit level 10. As you can see, I did claim the rewards here. That was with the one account that was linked earlier, like I mentioned. I'm gonna go ahead and exit out of this. And then I'm going to work on getting my 2 accounts to level 10, or all 3 accounts to level 10, see if anything happens. And this also could just be simply because I had already done another referral last night, and I've done a total of like 8 referrals so far. So I've done a lot of referrals in the past day, just trying to make sure all this works out. So if you're not having these issues, you shouldn't have these issues, honestly. But if you are, just close out the instance where that didn't get linked. So say we get to level 10 here, then I'll just close out this alt account 2 from here. I'll just delete, I'll stop running, and then I'll delete the instance, and then I'll create a new alt account, catch it up individually with the other 2, make sure it gets linked, and then they're perfectly fine to run them all in unison. So let me get these guys level 10, and then I'll be right back explaining how you can do this a little bit, but giving you a little more information. So we'll be right back. All right, guys, so I want to show you this real quick before I hit level 10. Whenever you click the referral rewards, you'll see the 2 accounts right here. Both of them have the referral rewards, and it shows who they've been linked with, Karaku TV. This one, however, does not. This is the one that's been a little bit tricky, a little bit difficult. If you want to just go ahead and reset it, perfectly fine. It may or may not link up later on. I'll personally probably go ahead and reset this one, make a brand new account here, and see if I can get it to actually sync up, and it should do perfectly fine. But like I said last night when I was doing this, it took about 20 minutes or so, and then it finally linked. Got to level 10, 20 minutes later, it's perfectly fine, not an issue whatsoever. Let me open up Player Gunplay one more time to see what's going on, and then I'll get in here and show you guys what the fastest way to level up your alt accounts is. So, like I said, you want to make sure you have all the referral accounts you want to take linked before you really start investing too much time in it, of course, right? So this one's still not linked. Like I said, the times on here are very weird. I'll probably just reset and make a new account just so I can go ahead and get them all linked up from the very beginning, just so I don't have to take a chance of actually leveling people up and them not actually be linked. So it should link up fast, should link up fine. Maybe you can walk away. You can walk away, level up your champs, whatever it may be, but just keep that in mind. Now, let me show you a few things. So first off, with BlueStacks, the thing that makes this so incredibly efficient with doing everything is when you go into the campaign, you can do any of these stages, okay? So don't get the misunderstanding that player level has anything to do with your champion levels, okay? So I could give Kale all the experience brews. Right now I can't because we don't have that part unlocked yet. But if we had that available, I could give him all the experience brews possible and it wouldn't change my level. Level increases as you spend energy. So right now we're at 40%. You'll see when I go in here, I literally do campaign. I'll do the very first campaign stage, and it doesn't matter whether Kale's gaining experience, whether the person running with him gaining experience, doesn't matter whatsoever. It only matters that you're spending energy. So what you can do, you can do one of few things. You can go through the campaign, try to progress, just do that. That may be the best as far as like the quickest way to do it. But if you just want to make this more of like an AFK thing, where you turn it on, set it, forget it, what you want to do is work until you can get into some dungeons. Try to do the thing that you can spend the most energy on, and you can complete 100% consistent. Actually, I don't even know if that's a big deal or not. Just do something you can spend a lot of energy on quickly, okay? So this only is 4 energy. If you get into the dungeons, you may be able to make it to a stage where you can spend quite a bit more energy. That would be ideal. Now, the next thing that's going to finally tie all of this together and make it 100% essentially automated and very easy to do. Now, you don't really want to do this until you get past like the initial tutorial pop-ups, because once the tutorial pop-ups start coming into play, it's going to mess up this auto clicker a little bit. But auto clickers within BlueStacks are extremely easy to make. All you're going to want to do is go over here to this little macro recorder. As you can see, if you don't actually have this button up, it may be hidden. Like if you have this minimized, it may be hidden. But either way, you can just hit Control plus Shift plus 7, open this up, and then I already have a macro created. Let's go ahead and delete that. And then just select Record New Macro. It's going to pop up a little like recording button right here. You can see right here, it's recording. I'll just click Replay, and then I'll stop recording the macro. And it's going to put the macro here. Just put Spam Replay. Okay, so we'll just save it as that. And then go into Settings, infinitely until stopped. If you want to make it have an interval in between the clicks, you can say like, I don't know, 3 seconds. It doesn't really matter. If you don't want it to like constantly be spamming the key, maybe if your PC is a little bit slower, you could set it to a little bit longer delay. Press save, and then we'll press play on this macro. It doesn't matter when, but as you can see, it should just start clicking the macro pretty quickly. It's going to just press the replay button in a second. I have no hands on the computer right now whatsoever. We have a little bit of a delay right there. I could turn that down. Obviously, if you really want it to be fast, all you have to do is hit record macro, hit replay instantly, stop recording macro, and then have no delay whatsoever. And it'll go very, very fast as far as cycling through everything. So these all they'll be out of sync because some of the runs get a little bit better RNG. Some of them don't have as good of RNG, but ultimately it's just going to keep spamming the replay button. You're going to be leveling up. You can get to level 10. Literally, you could set this, walk away from your computer, assuming all 3 of the accounts got linked, come back, and you could have the level 10 rewards within, say, 30 minutes, okay, of just doing the campaign stage 1. Now, you can take the other route of actually playing these accounts a little bit. Maybe you get some better pulls than what you have on your other accounts. Obviously, if you do the missions and the challenges, you'll get more energy as when you're progressing. Because right now, all you're going to be getting energy from is just the average hourly refill, or the refill every so often that you get just by default. You'll get some arena refills if you do the arena matches. So you can come in here on these accounts, obviously, do the fight in the classic arena. You get an energy refill from that. If you're online for an hour a day, you'll get an energy refill from there. If you get to a high enough level where you can do the advanced quests, if you're able to complete all these, you can get another energy refill from there, your weekly quests. So it just really depends on how much you want to actually invest as far as time goes into these accounts. But there's several different ways you can get energy. You can go into faction wars. can do some of these faction war levels, get some of the stars, or these early star levels. You get 50 energy, 75, 100 energy. You can do the campaign, like I said before. As you progress through here, you get some gems. Use it for a energy refill. You can see what you get. So, well, you can't see what you get here. But you can get some gems for energy refills, whatever it may be. You can progress as quickly or as slowly as you would like. Getting to level 50 is going to take a little bit, well, quite a bit longer. Getting to level 30, very easy. 40 is going to take a little bit of time, but it's definitely not difficult. 50 will take maybe a month or more, depending on how frequently you're playing it, but it's all definitely very achievable. And the best part is, I mean, it's free. All you're investing is just some time in the background. You can do any other programs you want. I could have my main account running right here, and you don't even know it's running in the background. It just stays running the macro, keeps auto clicking, run down the energy, come back a few hours later, and just get back into doing the exact same thing. Your champion's level, and then you get some free energy. I mean, there's literally nothing better. And then these 3 days experience boosts, absolutely incredible. Void shards, everybody loves them. We all need books, excellent as well. There's gonna be a 2x sacred, I believe, coming up in about 2 weeks from this video, I believe. And if not, if you're watching this video at a later time, there's probably gonna be a 2x sacred event coming up soon. You can use these to help progress in your champion, like chase tournaments, your 2x events, whatever it may be. Definitely worth getting. I mean, 4 sacred shards. That's a pretty big haul, especially if you're a brand new account. This is so helpful if you're a brand new player, because you're gonna have a ton of energy, amazing experience boosts, solid amount of void shards, which a cold heart could be inside of those, some epic books, which are hard enough to get as it is, and some very solid sacred shards. Like I said, if you do install all this and you end up missing one of the accounts, just go delete that instance from BlueStacks, try to rerun it. It should be perfectly fine. Hopefully everything works, no problem. But as you can see, it doesn't say updated perfectly anyways. I do have all mine running in the background, so maybe this one pops up in links later on. Like I said, last night, it took that account about 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes to actually link, and the account was already level 10. So if you want, just be patient. If not, just keep rebuilding an account until it automatically links. It should do it eventually. Just don't invest too much time before you decide to do that, guys. So if you have any questions, definitely leave it down below. I'd be more than happy to help you out with getting those answered. Hope you enjoy doing this. By the way, this is no issues with Plarium. They're perfectly fine with referral accounts. I believe you're allowed to have 5 accounts. I believe anything past 5, they start cutting off the least played, lowest level one. But 3 accounts as your alts plus your 1. These accounts are going to get deleted anyways. So these 3 accounts plus your main, not a problem whatsoever. Just don't go create a ton more accounts, because one of these referrals may get deleted. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helps you out. I know it's going to help me out for sure. Thank you all very much for watching. Feel free to click one of the videos that are about to pop up, and I'll catch you in the next video.